Hello and welcome to this channel update, which I am recording on, I think, the 1st of December. Yep. Hopefully it'll be brief, but as you know, I tend to ramble or get distracted, so it's probably not going to be as brief as I would like. As it is, I've already spent more time than I should have just trying to think of, you know, which game I actually wanted to play for the update, and I ended up deciding on one of my childhood favorites, Buried in Time, which eventually I'll do a full Let's Play of. Haven't decided when, but I'm going to do the entire Journeyman Project trilogy at some point, but that's more in the future than what I want to talk about now. There are a couple of things to go over today, as far as the state of the channel goes, and I think probably first off, it's best to just address the elephant in the room, and that is that my channel has 100 subscribers. Apparently 100 people out there like listening to me ramble on while I play video games, so it's definitely more than I thought I would ever get when I started this channel. And, you know, again, I started this channel more as a hobby, you know, to document older or lesser known games that I liked that I didn't see being covered by, you know, some of the more popular people out there, at least at the time. I'm just astounded that there's 100 of you who want to listen to me, so I thank you all for that. A particular note is, I don't know if he was the 100th subscriber, but if he wasn't the 100th, he was 99th. I wish... the one time YouTube is actually semi-decent about privacy, because you actually, as a channel creator, runner, or person, I can't see who's subscribed to me unless they have a setting checked in their settings to let other people see what they're subscribed to. Then I can see that they're subscribed to me. But it also doesn't tell me what, you know, this person was the 55th subscriber or anything like that. But just based on following the subscriber count, I believe FPS Chasley was my 100th subscribers, so I just wanted to thank him and all my subscribers, really. And I just want to say, mention that FPS Chasley does run his own YouTube channel. You probably, if you're watching me, you've probably already heard of him. But if you haven't, he runs a channel that, you know, dabbles in various games, kind of like mine. But his particular focus is on, he actually plays a game that's a derivative, or a descendant, I guess you could say, of the old Jane's Fleet Command titles. They made a series of sub-games using that engine, 688i and Sub Command, I think, and then from those they ended up making a game focused exclusively on submarine and anti-submarine warfare. Modern submarine and anti-submarine warfare. Modern as of 2005 or whenever the game actually came out. But it uses the same engine as, you know, Fleet Command, and it gives you a couple of platforms to choose from. The two or three variants, I think just the basically 688 and 688i variants of the
that always seemed to work.
Los Angeles class, the Seawolf class, as well as the Russian Kula and Kila classes, I believe. But on top of that, it and keep in mind, each platform has its own detailed stations. You know, so it's kind of like a study sim of submarine and anti-submarine warfare, or the I guess the closest analogy would be like the James USAF of modern subsims.
Foreign object obstructing habitat wing.
But on top of that, you know, you have all those subs with their different stations and all. There's like somewhere between 8 and 12 stations. It's been forever since I played it. But on top of all that, you can also be a Seahawk.
So, what do? Travel around space looking for derelict crafts you can terrorize the survivors by redecorating while they're helpless?
Come on.
What'd you do?
There we
Bring
go.
a spray can too?
On top of that, you can also be
You're
a
here to
Seahawk,
rescue me, fine.
flying
On
in
with you.
anti-submarine
You're gonna add
patrol.
insult to injury by
Or
messing
you
with
can
my
be
work.
a
I
P3
can do
Orion,
without,
also
okay?
doing
Just
an anti-submarine patrol. Or you can be, and I think technically they allow for land strikes too and stuff, or anti-surface action if your loadout is appropriate. I might actually. There we go. But it's a very interesting game, and if you're interested in oh yeah, the other platform. I knew I was forgetting one. And that's the Perry class frigate. Yes, you can play as a frigate, which obviously in addition to anti-submarine warfare, can do you know, limited anti-surface and anti-aircraft warfare. But in any case, I'm digressing here. If you're into that sort of thing at all, I highly recommend you check out FPS Jazz Lee's channel. Or even just some of the other games he plays. I think he's done, off the top of my head, I know I've seen some DCS. I think there's been some Arma, some Half-Life. You know, all that good stuff. And, he also does Twitch streams too. I'm not much of a streamer guy myself, but if you're into streams, he streams over on Twitch, I believe, and sometimes I think on YouTube, but I think mostly on Twitch. So with that out of the way, and again, thank you all for for supporting this channel, as it were. I will make some sort of commemorative video when I have time. That kind of leads into
where are you going?
my next topic, and that is time and scheduling.
You seem
So
different.
I am still
Unlike
working
before, your
something like
patterns,
11
you're
hours a
more
day on average,
curious, like
which
you don't really know what
on
you're
its own that
doing
doesn't
here,
leave me a
do
lot of
you?
time. I typically have 2 to 3
You're
hours
not the same
after I get
truth.
home, between when I get home and when I have to get to bed so I can get up for work the next morning. On top of that, my brother has his own weird
So,
schedule
why are you
where
here?
he's already asleep by
Are
the time
you
I get
looking
home
for
because he
something?
works so early in the
Me?
morning. So those 2 hours I essentially don't have because I can't make noise or anything, which, you know, it's not to blame him. It's his stupid schedule and my stupid schedule. I hope that my schedule will improve after December. We're starting to get through the worst of our workload right now, but so hopefully, I'm really hopeful that it will improve as of December, end of December. But I guess we'll find out. Otherwise, I hope his improves, because even if he's just awake at nights, that gives me a little more leeway as to when I can record. On that note, there we go, I was going towards the wrong one. On that note, I do not have a recording for the complex this week. It's because I don't want to skip scenes. Like, I do want to bookmark them occasionally. That's actually on that. No, that's why you may have noticed I've been lagging in actually making the thumbnails for some of my later videos. And again, that's partly due to the lack of time and the fact that my eyes are burned out by the time I'm off to work, but also because I've been juggling some hard drives. I finally That'll be the next topic. But I finally upgraded a hard drive, so I didn't have access to some of my hard drives that I have my video stored on for a while. But more immediately with the scheduling and stuff, and I'm just going to talk over Arthur here. Sorry, Arthur. Great a guy you are. Otherwise, we'd be sitting here for 5 minutes waiting for you to finish. Oh, I went the wrong way. I knew. Okay. I guess I won't be talking over Arthur just yet, but yeah, hopefully the schedule will improve starting next year. God certainly knows it's overdue for the both of us, but oops, I picked the wrong one right out of the bat. So, yeah, that's kind of, I think I can still keep up with the main titles. So, you know, like what Monday is Fighters Anthology, Tuesday is Delta Force, Wednesday is Command and Conquer General 0 Hour. Thursday will be the Complex, so I do have time to record, but like I said, I want to like do the whole thing without skipping cutscenes and just bookmark it. So people who want to see like each full story can do that, while people who just want to skip to the ending can also do that relatively easy. But it takes 2 hours to actually go through and play it. So I ran out of time. I have enough time to generally do about 4 videos on the weekdays while my brother is at work or otherwise awake. So I had 4 videos this week because Thursday and Friday I had family business to attend to. Saturday I was at a D&D game, well, Starfinder technically, and then so I just had Sunday to record.
Use the scanner.
And again, with his schedule,
most of the station monitors are dead. Here.
Today is like the only day this week I could record it. I'm doing this instead, so
you found it. Pardon me. Anyways.
I should probably
not much to look at,
already be in bed or be thinking about that right now.
Counts. Well,
but yeah, so at least can expect the main 4 to continue, and those will all continue for quite some time. I think of those, Generals is probably the closest to ending, since we have maybe 6 rounds of
this conversation
laser.
a little one-sided.
6.
My command level
5 rounds of the Laser General plus the 7 rounds of the Air Force General. Then we'll be done with that game.
You've probably figured out by now that I'm not
Fighters Anthology. That French single mission campaign is taking quite a bit of time, more than I thought
we're sharing our feelings
possible. So I think that might end up being the bulk of our single missions that we're doing.
This is what I have.
But obviously there's quite a bit of content left there still. And with Delta Force, we're barely halfway through the quick missions for them.
Trapped in this wreck with the power dying
of
out,
those big 4,
Man
Conquer's the closest ending, but even that's not going to end until like February.
Roll out the fire department.
So that schedule will continue as normal, or at least as normal as I can possibly
This is crazy.
Complex, I will record it when I have time, so expect that slot to be intermittent.
I should be able to interface with your logic system and maybe get a clue as to who you are and how
I long for the days when I was actually able to keep up doing 6 videos a week, but just don't have that time.
What do you say?
Okay, so let's see. From there, so another thing of note is I upgraded my game drive. So, for those unfamiliar with my configuration, which I imagine most of you, actually store all my recordings. That way I can go back and, re-edit them if needed. And I think I'm actually going to take advantage of doing that. And when I get some time, in addition to another video I'm planning that, coincidentally enough, is in Dangerous Waters,
I'm starting to get a headache here.
I will edit and re-upload the first 2 videos I did for
Hey, this is
for
about
my
me.
channel, really.
This is better than palm reading.
And I might even go through and do a couple more, because I think when I first started recording, I didn't have the whole cropping thing figured out or anything like that. I guess I'd have to see. At the very least, I don't think I cropped, like, for the briefing, so those were, you know, kind of offset in the corner, because those were a different resolution. But one thing that has stuck with me is I know all this time before I figured out volume. I know the first 2 episodes were criticized for being really quiet, so I'll probably re-release those by boosting my audio. So that way I can actually be heard and bring it more in line with my modern videos, which I'm sure will cause quite the jump when people transition from that to the rest of the older content that's not properly balanced. But, you know, I figure I can do what I can.
Is it a deal?
So that will be another thing on my list of things to do when I have time. So that, the 100 subscriber celebration video. But yeah, back to the hard drive. So I have to store all this.
Great.
I have.
Oh, you're not gonna regret this, Gage.
4
Now let's see.
8TB drives hooked up via a USB hub to my computer.
That means we've got to get you inside.
And on top of that, I have another 8TB drive, which is kind of like overflow for my games, because my computer comes with
the decompression should propel you across to the next
512 GB SSD, I think, which I just used for the C.
It's risky, but it's doable.
I gotta listen to this code. Not docking bay. There we go. Closer. Not the science wing.
The emergency release is just above the door. It's a manual release, so I can't do it for you. Okay, punch in this code. 32770. The rest is up to you. Good luck.
Oh, I actually remembered the first 4 digits. But, yeah, so I have, like,
Emergency door release initiated.
40 terabytes of storage hooked up to my computer through USB. And, it's a bit of a mess. It's like some sort of Borg cube. And, that's slowly taking over the house. And unfortunately, even though I'm using powered USB hubs and each of the hard drives are independently powered, I was still getting brownouts with my drives. So this will, now that I've got a proper hard drive enclosure that's powered and only has a data connection to my computer, I think I can basically have that problem fixed, which will be great. Because with this change, I'm basically removing one of those USB drives from that power fix. So, and I was riding the edge. You know, I would get the occasional brownout on my USB, which obviously isn't too good for the hard drives, which is why I wanted to replace the oldest one, which was my gateway drive. So, and I did that. I've got it's a faster drive too. It's an enterprise grade Seagate 8TB Exos drive, so 7200 RPM is speed. So generally, I don't think we're gonna see any huge performance gain. I think the biggest one would probably be for like the complex when it's loading those 4K videos. We might see some improvement there, because I did notice a couple loading hitches during the first episode, so hopefully this will more or less fix that. We might also see the end of those 6 frames of that splash screen for when you load into or out of a Delta Force mission, like in Task Force Tiger right now. Those 6 frames of the splash screen might go away with the faster loading times, but other than that, I think we're guaranteed some stability for years to come. It's always good to do preventative maintenance as opposed to reactive maintenance. So, and eventually, I know all my recording drives I'm going to get into enclosures and might even have to get a second game overflow drive, but I think what I would really prefer is to just replace the, I think it's a 3 or 5 terabyte that came with the computer, so probably replace that with an 8 eventually, another Seagate Exos. Okay, so let's see, that covers 100 subscribers, that covers,
I ask that you understand.
shout out to FPS Chasley, that covers scheduling, and that covers my new hard drive, as well as service disruptions this week. So I think that about covers it for an update. So can't think of anything else at the moment. I will again. I'm gonna try to. Now that I have my hard drives all, because I've actually spent the past couple of days transferring data, because 8 terabytes takes a while to transfer. Okay, it's more like 6 terabytes, but still, you know, that takes a while to transfer. Well, I had that drive plugged in order to avoid brownouts. I had the other drives unplugged, so I couldn't actually watch those videos and grab screenshots. I suppose I could have done it off YouTube, but I'd rather have the higher quality of my local videos than YouTube's shitty compression.
Might want to check that out. As to our mutual friend,
but
reprogramming one of my sculptures in the
so
biomass
hopefully
processing
we'll see
module.
those return to normal
Set up
next few
some
days.
sort of harmonics response.
But yeah, I
The only way
honestly
to find out
the
for sure is to visit the scene of
scheduling
the
and
crime.
publishing of my videos, I
Getting to
typically
that part of the station.
do that during my
Together you don't
lunch
have
break
control
at work, so that's
where
kind of
you
how
jump
pressed for
times
time I am.
Maybe a trek.
And how dead
Accidentally
my eyes are
trash
when
that
I
part
get
of the
home
station.
too, just between staring at the screen or working with small
May wanna
parts
come back to it
in
later.
front of me on the desk
So
for, you know,
maybe it won't
hours
make
on
much
end.
difference when we get to it, but to be perfectly
But,
honest,
you know,
I'd rather
things
go
are going
somewhere
well
other than
and
back
getting
to the
better,
station
so
on my first trip out of here.
again, hopefully
You know what I mean?
next year I'll be able
Use
to
a little adventure.
settle into a
All
more
right.
normal
Engage
schedule
in Arthur's
that will
big
hopefully see the
adventure.
return of a consistent 5 videos a week, with thumbnails being done before the fact rather than after. And just once again, thank you all for your support. I mean, again, I never thought I'd make it this far, so hopefully you keep enjoying my videos, and hopefully we can have a lot of fun together. Because I know you know, especially these older games, I just love going through them. It's perspective now versus 20 years ago is, you know, a lot can change. You know, again, like this video, this is actually kind of, you know, if you think about this game, this is almost kind of like basically a really early precursor to, you know, games like the Complex. You know, this is kind of in the style of those original full motion video
Someone
games.
should get a glimpse of us up here. In this
Except
suit, we might
this one
pass
actually
as a
lets you
knight.
interact rather
I think
than
we should be
just press
careful not to be seen.
buttons. I mean, granted, most of the interaction is through pressing buttons, but and it's also just a wealth of historical knowledge to Arthur. Is if you've ever played this game, Arthur's your AI companion that we just picked up, which again, I'd be planning to go through this at some point in go past it? I must have. Yeah. And his hobby, as it were, is Earth history, so he gives great commentary on all this stuff. And while I was torn between doing KOTOR or Starfleet Academy after the Complex, I might just do this series. See. Or realistically, I'll probably put it up to a vote because I'm indecisive like that. But again, before I ramble on too long, thank you all for your support, and hopefully
You tiny-brained wipers of other people's bottom. I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries.
Sorry, I always wanted to say that.
Alright, we'll let Arthur have that one, but yeah. Hopefully, yeah, I just sorry, I'm just kind of at a loss for words because again, I never expected that so many people would enjoy listening to me ramble. So
We seem to be getting closer to where that catapult is hitting, and I'd be willing to bet their aim isn't getting worse.
with that, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for next time, and again, thank you for your support. And please stay safe out there, and
Missed
we
me
will
by
see you
that much.
next time.